Hello and welcome to the Loose Butthole Reviews. I'm your host Smokey, and joining with me as always is my co-host Spooge.
Hello.
Before we get into it, we have three rules we got to go over. First rule is it's got to be a 5 out of 5, our rating. 1 being we hate it, 5 being we love it. Number 2, we can only give a Jeff Goldblum if the movie makes us say we want our money back. And number 3, we can only give a God tier if we agree that it deserves a God tier. And
Mhm.
this week, we are reviewing what I'm going to have to officially say is my favorite movie of all time,
Oh, this
Hesher.
is your number one?
Yeah, this is my number one. This is
Huh.
definitely my number one. For sure.
Okay.
It,
Damn.
yeah, uh, and, but, it's not a God tier, because you do not agree that it's as good as I believe it is. I believe it's a
Yeah,
5
yeah.
out of 5, and you're giving it a.
I'm giving it a four because I liked it. I really liked it.
I kind of, to be honest, I expected a much lower rating with the kid.
The kid wasn't bad. I thought he was a pretty believable kid. Just like some of I thought they were pretty smart with like the dialogue they chose for him. A lot of times of him just saying like, I don't know, I guess. It's very like depressed kid. I thought they got it really accurate. The actors in this were really good. It's not my initial like kind of what keeps me from loving it. I think it's the actors in this that really carry it.
Gotcha, gotcha. I don't know where to begin. Soundtrack is amazing. I loved the
Mhm.
soundtrack. And I do. I guess I kind of gotta say this is a pseudo face reveal for me. Like you already mentioned it. The resemblance is uncanny.
It is uncanny. I mean, like, yeah, just the full on, just the down, not even down physically, but down to the face expression.
Yeah, the movement and everything. It's fucking scares me, man.
Yeah. This is what happens if you didn't go through your emo phase and just went full on heavy metal phase instead. It would have been too dangerous.
The emo phase gave me empathy.
Yeah. Not just all out apathy and misanthropy for
Yeah,
but he's definitely empathetic.
he yeah he
They
does
show
he
his
definitely
empathetic side.
yeah he's definitely a very I hate to say that he's very empathetic, but he is actually very empathetic. He's actually is paying attention and everything, and I believe the ruse is he's trying to make sure that you believe that he's not paying attention and he's just being an asshole.
Mhm. Yeah, I could
But
see
then
that.
but then it he can't, you just can't be an asshole to a old lady like that. You just can't.
Yeah, yeah. You can.
Like no matter how like hard of a shield you want to put up, it's just not
Mhm.
gonna happen.
Mhm. Unless you're Motley Crue.
uh, Maybe.
But
But
that's just as a quick gag. You're not like tormenting old lady. You're just walking by an old lady and then like making a pussy licking.
oh well, that's just messing with them. That's not being an asshole. They perceive that as you being an asshole, but
But
that's
yes.
just that's just a fucking like you know
Hmm. Yeah. But but yeah, what's your oh you keep going.
fucking well, I gotta say it. The reason why it's my favorite scene is Hesher goes on a walk with Grandma.
Yeah, yeah.
That
And that
that's
I like that scene, but there is an aspect that I see of that scene that ruined it a little bit for me.
what
I
scene was
think it
that?
would have been and it would have been perfect, I think, if they didn't have that song playing. I think that would have been really a really great scene. It probably almost I feel like it would have at least have gotten a point 0.5, if not even a 5, if I don't know. It just it felt really manipulative. It was a really kind of like generic sounding song for like that type of climax. I felt like if they just played it silent, it would have been more like it would have been more absurd of the moment, and but it would have been more surreal. I think it would have played a little bit. That's just my opinion. Because
Yeah,
I
I
didn't get emotionally
kind
moved
of
by it. I just kind of started
feel
cracking up.
I I kind of feel you, and that it is you are supposed to it is a comical that's the point, but it's supposed to be one of those comical moments that can make you can make you cry at the same
Yeah, and
time.
I
That's
think
what it's for.
that's what I was saying is I think it would have been both of those things without the music.
I I kind of like I said I kind of see, but I don't think the music took it. The music for me
Or maybe a different song choice too, even. I don't know.
it doesn't
That
take it
song just
away
kind of like
from me. It didn't
mm,
take because the song from the moment to me, I to be honest, I really don't care what song they play through. Like, yeah, it would be off putting if they played like some random genre during it, but
mhm,
it the moment alone, the build up to it, not only because they're kind of foreshadowing that it's going to happen, because she's
mhm.
constantly asking. She doesn't constantly. She asks them, but she does ask, "Hey, anybody going to go for a walk for me?" And nobody answers.
Yeah. Yeah,
And then
there's definitely a build up to that. I agree there's a good build up and everything. I just didn't like how it was executed.
yeah, and I'm saying I kind of see that, but for me, it just I was already like as soon as I realized that the scene was happening, like I started like I was like, "Oh, here it comes. Here it fucking
Hmm.
comes." And I was already
Yeah.
like if you called me at that moment, I wouldn't have been able to talk cuz I'm not like I was laughing because it's kind of hard not to laugh when you get somebody talking about losing a nut the way he
Yeah, I mean,
does.
like already just like coming in, shoving people, like throwing a beer,
Like
like
he but just knowing what's about to happen, and then this the moment happens, and it it for the character that Hesher is, it's a much deeper moment for me, I guess,
mhm. Yeah. Hmm.
because it's this the whole moment, it's kind of hard to gauge what kind of person he is, and then at that
Yeah,
moment there, it lets you know
he's
he
almost he's almost like a mystical being in a way. Like he's like a fucked up cat in the hat.
yeah, kind of like he
He just
kind of
shows
came in.
up out of nowhere, fucks shit
he
up, and
he kind
then
of
they leave better for it.
I say he gave him like good like for some reason he was
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
best like
He
therapist.
left.
He
Yeah,
left them
yeah.
like he left them more closure than any therapist or group
Mhm.
would have ever left them.
And yeah, and also like there was a point in this film when did check the time because I was getting a little bored, like getting near the end. Uh, I feel like they could at least shave maybe 15 minutes off this, just a little
To
bit.
be
Uh,
honest, I would not be surprised if the B plot of the chick kind of drove the rating down for you too, because I
yeah, that
totally
was really generic.
I
Yeah, that
not
was.
only that, but I kind of gotta ignore the climax to it because it's understandable, but she does do the wrong thing by showing it. She shouldn't have showed up like that. That's weird. Like that's a 12-year-old kid that's got
Yeah,
feelings
like
towards you. Like I
I,
understand she does not understand. She's never been through this kind of situation. She does not understand what to do, so she just reacts
is
and
being
does what she
nice.
believe.
Yeah,
Yeah, what she believes is right, but it's definitely not the right thing to do to show up and be like, I thought we were friends, and I didn't understand the feelings, and I don't understand, and she does say it, and
hmm,
it's not like she stays around and it like becomes an actual thing. It's like a like I didn't know what to do, so I came here, and I guess now we have closure at least, and
yeah, yeah.
they can move on.
Hmm.
But it would
And
have
I
been
mean, and
best if
I
she just stayed away.
yeah, and also just because like I saw like how that was gonna end up like since we just got introduced to her, like the moment that it was like, oh, he's interested in this, I'm like, oh yeah, I know exactly what's gonna
Yeah, yeah.
happen.
It's for sure just something,
And I'm just kind
but
of
I
waiting.
can totally I gotta say just Hesher as a character is why I can pretty much ignore all of that plots because
Yeah.
every moment that he's in, it's
Hmm.
to be honest, the B-roll during this is nothing but Hesher probably.
Gotcha, yeah.
Like definitely I'm being unfair when I definitely have to say I'm kind of being unfair when I'm making this my number one, but I just
Hmm.
have to. I mean,
Hey,
the
sometimes your number one isn't going to be a god tier. It's going to be something that's
yeah, and
subjectively yours.
yeah, and that's the thing that like the emotions that like I've seen this film several times, and every time I watch it, like
Hmm.
that's why I kind of was hoping we would watch it again to kind of test it out. But I still think, like, even though I'm not gonna cry like I did yesterday, I will still
Hmm.
get teary eyed during that scene because it just right now I'm kind of like thinking about the scene, kind of is getting me, and that's the thing. Like, if a movie can make me like feel that kind of raw emotion when it's literally a movie about a Hesher,
Yeah.
it it's something, and of course like I said, the resemblance to myself also
Hmm.
adds to it. It's fucking scary.
Oh, stop. You know what? The jig's up. Stop lying. You starred in this.
Yes.
That's you're Joseph Gordon-Levitt this whole time.
Yes. I'm
Sorry to dox you, but that's just
damn it. I just we were doing so well, now we're gonna blow up. Everybody's gonna realize. I definitely will have to like I am doing a disservice. I'm not lying when I say I'm doing a disservice to the world if I do not cosplay as this guy one day. Like if I do not cosplay as Hesher one day, I am fucking the world over.
It wouldn't be too hard to do either.
No, it'd be super fucking. I already have the pants on.
Hmm. Yeah, and just like I'm trying to remember, did he have a battle jacket with like patches on it? Or am I
uh,
just imagining
no,
that because that's
you're
the
just a
immediate picture of me picturing a Hesher in
you
general?
you that's just imagining. He had a very worn flannel shirt,
Yeah,
and I think
yeah.
it was a Megadeth shirt. I'm not 100% sure on the shirt.
Yeah, he had like one of those, what are those called? Those like
It
not wife beaters, but like those ones with like out the arms, the kind of like
it
I
was a
can't think of
button
the
up.
word.
It was a button up long sleeve flannel.
I thought he like sometimes just had like another shirt too. That was an
Yeah,
undershirt.
his undershirt probably. I don't remember if it had sleeves or not. It might have been cut off sleeves.
Yeah. I'd have to like look up a picture. But yeah, it'd be easy to do.
Oh yeah, it'd be super easy to do, and of course the tattoos. All the tattoos are super simple, and I'm not gonna lie. If I had bigger balls, I totally would get his back tattoo.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's like I mean that would be sweet because he'd have it as the reference to Hesher. Also,
Yeah.
it's like he put a shirt on, so if you don't want to show it, you don't have to. Someone really pisses you off, you can take off your shirt, then turn around, turn your back
Yes.
to them. And yeah, in that front one, you could just do it with a marker.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's like the easiest. But he also has the shitty Misfits skull
Yeah, yeah, he does.
on his arm,
Hmm.
and he also has a something on his side too, and his shirt is cut off sleeves, by the way.
Okay, cool, cool.
But yeah,
Gotcha.
he also has something on his side that I would have to get done. But
Hmm.
that seems like it seems like a tree in a circle.
Hmm.
So that wouldn't be
Yeah.
hard. That wouldn't be too hard to get done.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's like a simple tree in a circle.
Oh, okay.
And he has a line down his arm too that I would have to make sure I have done.
Hmm.
But I definitely have to cosplay as this guy one day. While you
Yeah.
cosplay as Rumpelstiltskin.
Yes. The boys.
The boys. Oh man.
But but yeah. What else can we
Oh,
go
I
into this
gotta
one?
oh, is it Rain Wilson or Ryan Wilson?
Rainn Wilson.
Rain Wilson. He knocks it out of the park. I mean,
Hmm.
and he's also doing The Office during this, so this really shows you like he's not just a Dwight like comical character. Like
Yeah.
he can actually get into those serious roles and tackle some serious stuff.
Yeah. Which I have seen. There's a movie that I didn't like, but I thought he was good in. That was called Super. That his acting was really good in it, but like the story was really fucking a mess.
It doesn't sound like it's too good.
No, it's not. But he was. But I remember him being like, oh, okay, he's like he seems believable, you know, like this
Yeah.
character is believable. But there's a lot of we won't get into that movie. There's a lot of issues with that movie.
But in this, he almost kind of like escapes into the character for me. Like
Hmm. Yeah,
I can totally like believe he just lost his wife.
yeah. Though I mean, like I kind of get it because he has like no drive, but there is points in this where I'm like, I'm surprised he didn't challenge TJ more on the fact that this guy's in their house. Like at the beginning, he kind of like, what the fuck's going on? And then TJ's like, oh, he's staying here now. He's like, okay.
Not only that, but Hesher is not only that, but I think Hesher getting them more channels and I think Hesher just did little dinky stuff that see that's the thing. I think Hesher made himself just barely unnoticeable to where you're like, what the fuck did
Mhm.
this guy
Especially when
do?
you're on
Like,
pills.
yeah, especially when you're on pills, depressed. So I'm guessing Hesher was just taking advantage of the opportunity, and this guy was like, "Is this guy ever gonna leave my garage, or should I
Yeah.
care?"
Hmm. But
Like
like then
he's
even
getting me
like with
cable. He got me free
like Hesher shoving the
cable.
kid down and then punching him, I was still like, I'm surprised he's still not. I'm surprised at least now he's not involving the police in any way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of. But
Mm.
I I think by that time they pseudo bond. Well, they didn't pseudo. They obviously have bonded to Hesher in a
Yeah.
way where they're kind of like they're definitely happy that he's gone, but there's a little disappointment to their like enjoyment of it all.
Yeah, it's like a troubled sibling that you didn't completely hate. You're like,
Yeah,
oh, I'm exhausted by them being around, but also I miss them when they're
I
gone.
really don't want. Yeah, it's like I really I it sucks that they behave the way they do, but it it's better that they're here and not off fucking around, you know. Because
Yeah, yeah,
no telling what Hesher, because Hesher is literally, we literally meet Hesher at like a construction site for a suburb that's still being built.
yeah. It
He's
is
like
like he's in
squatting.
there. What? And I still don't know. Is he? Is it implied that he's a janitor at the school? But he's always at the school. He never seems doing anything. I don't know if he's like going to school, if he's doing like a
I
GED
think
type shit.
I think he's supposed to be one of those deadbeats that still go to school when they're like 20 years old.
I guess I didn't
Cause
really understand how old he was supposed to be.
yeah, he's supposed to be in his he's supposed to be like 20, 21, around that
I
age,
guess I just
obviously.
assumed. I guess I just like kind of assumed he was like in his early 30s at least, just because like also the fact that he was a Escher. That's not something you really see anymore, especially with like younger people.
Yeah, but no, he's supposed to be a younger. adult,
Hmm. Yeah.
because he's obviously not a janitor or anything, because like you don't see him like the first time we see him is literally when he's sniffing the Sharpie, and that's to hint towards what he did, what we're gonna see later on, which is like
Yeah,
literally the
yeah.
next scene, which is fucking great.
Yeah.
And another that I love that his empathy comes out in weird but fucking amazing ways like that. Those are the pranks that are fucking amazing that I fucking allude to.
Yeah, yeah.
Just a bully being an asshole, so you Sharpie his car.
Yeah.
They do go a little bit too far and blow his car up later.
And chop a piece of his nose off after they broke into his house.
Yeah. I mean, Hesher did more, like, he literally broke into that bitch.
Yeah,
I think he threw a garden gnome.
yeah, he did.
Uh, and
Yeah, and mm,
I have to say, I do love the build up to the actual showing of the car wreck scene. That was pretty good. That
I personally wasn't I don't think it was as effective for me with the car scene. Though I've seen a lot of car scenes like that, like with the everything's fine and then the sudden I've seen that
I
I've seen
don't
that
think.
done a little
Well,
bit.
if I don't think that is what they're going for, because you're supposed to know it's coming,
Yeah, I know
because
it's
they show
you
the
know it's coming.
car in the car
But
crash.
I,
And
I even, I mean, I've seen that in like flashbacks though too, of like when you kind of suspect something's gonna happen, and then they, like they have the person kind of looking over at the, you know, they're not exactly 100% keeping their eyes on the road. Um, I don't know. I thought that scene was a little cliche, in my opinion.
I
That,
I I thought it was warranted, because they build up to this. It's another scene that they build up to, and of course
yeah,
there's a nice transition of when the wreck actually happens to TJ being flung out of the car.
hmm, yeah,
That's a good, like, symbolic thing of, like, he's this is what's gotta happen, son. Like, you gotta let this shit go. Like, it's world's gonna fucking make you now. Like, you have no choice.
yeah, yeah.
Like, he
I mean, I like the at the the junkyard. That was thought that was good, and mainly probably what actually made me give this a 4 instead of the 3.5 that I was going to give it was thinking back on the very end that he gave him he found their nut.
no he left the
Yeah,
he leaves the car. He leaves him the car.
yeah. Which
That's all
I
I'm
kind
gonna
of saw
say.
symbolically because of him like him or like the him the line of him talking about him looking for his nut, but he found their nut. So, it's not you can't attach it back, but at least it was something that it was a little a little gift of closure.
Yeah, definitely. And of course, Hesher was here, spray painted on the roof.
Yeah.
Man, definitely, definitely have to change the faves list.
Hmm.
This has moved everything down by one for sure. I'm glad
Mm.
because all my favorites, people have noticed. Oh shit! Like, every other movie, he's changing his favorite list now. It's because most of these movies I stopped watching a couple years ago, because I watched them too much, and now
Hmm.
I'm, like, relearning and re-experiencing my love for them, which is
Yeah.
pretty fucking awesome, if I do say so myself. I mean, this watching Hesher, I'm gonna watch it again soon, like, super soon.
Hmm.
If not tomorrow, it will be the next day, because
Nice.
it's fucking amazing. Like, I definitely glad I found my I think it's. I hope I can say it's my permanent number one. I can't think of a movie off the top of my head that would come close to this.
Hmm. I got you. Yeah. Hmm. Anything else you can
Um,
go into this?
Not really. I don't think so. I think that's it. The bully was played pretty well.
Yeah.
I do have to say another thing. I don't feel clean after watching this film. That is for sure.
Hmm.
Like it
Hmm.
definitely leaves a like a dirty feeling. Like the whole atmosphere of the whole thing. Like there's definitely like a grime to it.
Yeah, yeah. Very kind of in a real way. Yeah. Um, and
But
I don't know if they didn't go too much into that bully, but his dad's kind of a dick to him, so I kind of like wonder if that's like
I'm
the
not sure
catalyst
if
for
that's
why
his dad.
is that not his dad?
I think that's just his boss. I think he just works there. I'm not one. They never clarify that.
I feel like just the way that he said like the way something there's something in something he said about when he was getting that dude to
Calls him
get
a
TJ out
dumbass.
of
I
the
think.
car. Yeah, calls him a dumbass, but it still seemed fatherly, and then also like if that and why he and it would make more sense of why TJ went to that house specifically because that guy's not going to exactly know. He's like an underling of, you know,
Yeah, yeah, I get you.
unless
Yeah,
he was the son of that, that guy.
yeah, yeah. So see, well, they let you figure that stuff out for yourself instead of just directly tell you
Hmm.
all the
Yeah.
connections and stuff. You kind of just got to figure it out.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. So I don't completely feel bad for that kid, but I feel like he could have just gotten a regular ass whooping and it would have been fine.
I I hate to say they didn't deserve he didn't deserve getting his nose cut off after they blew up his car.
Yeah, and like after they went into his house and then like threatened, it was already had his just like toe like threatened to be cut off.
So they did go too far with him, but you know
I mean, I
it
ain't
was
shedding no
the
tears either.
that was the penultimate climax of the shit just hitting the fan
Yeah,
because
which I don't know.
the
I
kid
feel like TJ is
obviously
gonna get
they
arrested at the end because
TJ
that's just like a part we don't see.
TJ definitely like has snapped. They definitely show that because
Oh yeah,
the
definitely.
scene right before he goes in, they just show TJ's face, and it's like, oh shit, like oh no.
Yeah, at first I thought he was planning to cut like Hesher's brakes or something.
Oh, it was much worse. He was planning much worse.
About to get medieval on his ass.
But yeah, I think we did it. I think we done it.
Hmm. Yeah.
Uh, Go watch this film. Definitely a film that I can recommend. I definitely want to recommend it just if you want to know kind of what I look like. This is basically your only opportunity.
Hmm.
And that's about it. If you've been
Yeah.
listening this long, thank you so much. Please like or comment dislike on the video and share it around. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Do you have a sign off, Spooge?
Hey, oh, what's your favorite metal band? Hey,
Alright, and this will be bye bye.
bye-bye.
Oh, sounds like you're calling me a fucking liar. No. Okay, all right, all right. I don't want any trouble.
You don't want any trouble?
No.
I think you do, Miss Piggy.
This is ridiculous.